Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So we're continuing with my fragrance collection series, and today is part 3. I hope that you watched parts 1 and 2. If you haven't, they will be linked in the description and linked somewhere up here. So without wasting any more time, let's get going with this part 3. The first letter that we're going to look at is letter J. The first house, starting with the letter J, is Jean-Paul Gaultier. And I have 3 fragrances from this house. I have 2 beautiful labels, the original one and the intense version, or Le Parfum as it is called. Both of these are absolutely stunning. The original one is about pear, vanilla, and vetiver, and it's like biting into a very ripe, juicy pear. The intense version, Le Parfum, is somewhat similar. It has a similar DNA, but instead of vetiver, we have tonka. And what it does to this fragrance, according to my nose, is it makes it a little bit more chocolatey, and pear is not as prominent. And in addition to pear, I'm getting some red berries in here. So yes, they're both similar. They have the same DNA, but at the same time, they have some differences as well. So the next fragrance that I have from Jean-Paul Gaultier is Scandale à Paris. This is also a relatively simple scent, at least according to Fragrantica. We have here pear, jasmine, and honey, and it just smells like a honeyed pear with addition of some jasmine. Absolutely love this one as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Next house, starting with J, is Jeroboam. And again, I have 2 fragrances here. The first one is Insulo. This is a gourmand scent that has, I actually don't remember what notes it has, but it really smells like a slightly burnt caramel or slightly burnt sugar. So really delicious gourmand. The other one that I have from this house is called Gozo. I just love this little orange bottle. It is just so cheerful and so happy. This one has a lot of strange notes in it, including, I think, saffron and tuberose and a lot of other notes. But this is one of those scents where, to me, notes are absolutely irrelevant. To me, it smells like some type of hard candy that has mango and pineapple flavor. With maybe a touch of patchouli. That's what it smells like. It is also delicious and refreshing at the same time. Really great scent. Next house on a list that starts from J is Jo Malone. And I've mentioned a few times that I am not a huge fan of this house. And that is because the performance on fragrances is just terrible. But I do have 2 scents. One is wood sage and sea salt. I've had this scent for a long time. Haven't really reached for it in recent times, but you know, I have a feeling one day I'm gonna go back to it. That's why I'm keeping it in my collection for now. This is one of those scents that really doesn't last long, even when I layer it, because I also have a body cream or body butter with the same scent. That really doesn't make much of a difference in this case. But anyways, the scent is really about wood sage is sea salt. It just feels like you're walking on a seashore and you're getting the sea breeze, and it's a little bit salty and it's a little bit aquatic. It's a beautiful scent. I just haven't reached for it recently. But what I discovered recently is that Jo Malone also has this what I will call black collection, because it comes in black bottles, and fragrances from this collection really has a much better performance. And there is one that I sampled and really loved and purchased the full bottle, and that's Velvet, Rose, and Oud. And as the name suggests, it is rose and oud combination. There's also praline in here, which adds a really nice sweet touch. That's not exactly vanilla sweet, but just slightly different. It makes it a little bit interesting. Oud in here is extremely light, extremely beginner friendly. So if someone is trying to, you know, experiment with oud fragrances, this is really a good one to try. Next house is Juicy Couture, and I do have two fragrances from this house. First one is Viva La Juicy Gold Couture. I think that's the full name. This is a fragrance, of course, that was originally really hyped up by Jeremy Fragrance, and that's why I purchased it. And I have to be honest, you know, I still kind of enjoy it. I mean, yes, the bottles are very tacky, very over the top, maybe a little juvenile, but you know, once in a while, I really enjoyed this scent, especially wearing at home. It is extremely sweet, fruity scent. Very, very sweet, but delicious. Doesn't have the best performance, but doesn't matter. I typically wear it at home. And the other one that I have from this line is Viva La Juicy Sucre. So this looks like a cupcake and it really smells like a cupcake. This one is even sweeter than the other one. Again, there are some really, you know, sweet notes in here. I think there are some fruits in here as well. It just really smells like a cupcake. Again, slightly juvenile scent, but I do enjoy it once in a while. Next, we have Jimmy Choo, and I have two fragrances from this house. One is the original Jimmy Choo by Jimmy Choo. This is just his classic scent of, you know, sweet patchouli. There is, what sweet note is in here? I can't remember. Caramel, toffee, praline, you know, one of those with patchouli. Really heavy on the patchouli. So only for those that enjoy that note. And the other one that I have is in this beautiful pink bottle. This is one of his limited editions. I think it's called Exotic, and it's from 2000, I don't know, 16 or some other year. I think he releases these ones on a yearly basis, and each one has a different color. This one is basically the same as the original Jimmy Choo, but there is also raspberry in here. So it's really sweet raspberry with patchouli. I enjoy both scents, not really the ones that I reach for often, but you know, sometimes I'm in a mood for these and I do reach for it. Next one is Jessica Simpson, and this is one of, I think, two celebrity scents that I still have in my collection. This is called Vintage Bouquet. I do really enjoy this scent. I think this is kind of an underrated fragrance, because most people talk about Fancy from Jessica Simpson, which is a really lovely scent as well. But I think this one is really nice as well. This is a fruity, floral, really light, airy, kind of a girly type of scent. I do enjoy this one quite a bit. And the last house that I have starting from J is one of my favorites. This is Jewel at Matte. I have three fragrances from this house. The first one is my love, the one that I've spoken about so many times. This is Nia. This is a gorgeous dates scent. It has dates, it has pomegranate juice, there is palm leaf that brings a bit of freshness and kind of doesn't let the scent, you know, cross that too sweet border. But this is definitely very, very sweet. All of Jewel at Matte fragrances have amazing, amazing performance, at least the ones that I have tried. The other one, which is my last acquisition from this brand, is Secrets du Paradis Rouge. This is a scent that has neroli, it has orange blossom, it has some sweet notes. So basically it's a scent that features sweet orange blossom, kind of in the style of Killian Love. Absolutely gorgeous. And the third one that I have from this house is called Terrasse et Saint Germain. This is really my only miss from this house. I still have this fragrance, but I think it is very unlikely that it is going to stay in my collection. This is most likely will be decluttered. It's a lovely scent. It's just not what I expected. There are notes of rhubarb and citruses in here, and I really expected that, you know, burst of freshness and zestiness, but it's not like that. There's also rose and patchouli in here, and really patchouli is so, so strong. I would almost say that patchouli is slightly masculine in this scent. So just not what I expected. It's a lovely scent, but not what I wanted. So most likely this one will be decluttered sometime soon. Okay, let's move on to the letter K. First house that starts with the letter K is Kajal, and the fragrance that I have is Dahab. This is a stunning, stunning, juicy, sweet burst of fruits, more specifically pineapple. There's also I believe coriander in here, which adds a touch of spiciness. Stunning, stunning scent. If you enjoy sweet, juicy scents, definitely look at this one. Next house is, of course, Kilian. And, you know, my Kilian collection is quite small, you know. I don't know why. For a long time, I wasn't really all that interested in this house. And when I became really interested, I just haven't found a lot of scents that were right for my collection. But the ones that I have, first of all, I have 3 from their, I don't know, there's some kind of love line. I don't know, the line that's sold at Sephora. I have Adults, which features a note of fig nectar, and it has that kind of sweet, milky, creamy vibe with a little bit of freshness. I think there are some citruses in here as well. I also have Princess, which is probably the most well-known from this line, and this is Marshmallow Balm. It just smells like really, really sweet marshmallows. There's also a note of green tea in here, I think, which I don't really get. There's ginger in here also, but basically this is extremely sweet marshmallow. And the last one from this line is Boys. I really, really love this one, especially for hot weather. This is a fragrance that features the note of Coca-Cola, and it really smells like a cold glass of Coke with a lot of ice in it. So, so refreshing, light, zesty, gorgeous scent. Love wearing it on really, really hot days. Then I also have 2 Kilian fragrances, I guess, from his main line, let's call it. The first one is Black Phantom. I know this is kind of a, let's say, not controversial, but it's hit and miss kind of fragrance. Some people really love it. Some people really hate it. For me, I really, really love it. It's sweet. It is thick. It is gooey. It is rich. Very, very opulent scent. It's sweet. It has nutty elements. It has a little bit of booziness, just slightly, just gorgeous, gorgeous, rich scent. For me, this is definitely a winner. And a scent that kind of started my interest with Kilian is Angel Share. Really, really love this one. It has cognac, oak, cinnamon, there is vanilla, and basically it's cinnamon bun and a glass of cognac mixed together. Very, very gorgeous scent. Okay, I have 1 fragrance from the house of Kenzo, and this is World Power. This has, I think, cypress, tonka, and sea salt. And again, it has that vibe of being on a seashore, smelling the wind coming from the sea or from the ocean, and it has a little bit of sweetness here from the tonka. Very gorgeous scent. Again, really, I don't think it's appropriate for cold weather. For me, this is really a warm weather type of scent. So looking forward to wearing it in the summer. And the last house, starting from K, is one of my all-time favorite houses that I discovered last year and absolutely fell in love. Of course, it's the House of Kerosene, and I now have 3 fragrances from them. One of them is Sweetly Known. All of these are gourmands, by the way, the ones that I have, and this is one of them. This is their newest release, and this is an extremely, extremely, extremely spicy gourmand. The note of cardamom is just a powerhouse in this fragrance, especially in the opening, but even in the dry down, it is still pretty strong. So you have to be okay with this type of note to enjoy this scent, but there are also a lot of sweet notes in here. It has that amazing vanilla base that I absolutely love. Just gorgeous, spicy gourmand. The next one is, of course, my number 1 gourmand. This is Unknown Pleasures. This has, again, caramel, honey, tea, vanilla, lemon, you know, all of the beautiful notes. And to me, it's like drinking a cup of tea with some condensed milk. Absolutely gorgeous. And the third one from this house is Follow, which is the most amazing coffee scent. This is, again, very, very strong. It's for those that are not afraid of strong coffee scents. I mean, this is a very strong espresso. There's no milk added to it. Some people say it smells like burnt coffee. I can see how some might get that, but for me, it's just a very strong espresso. And when it dries down, the sweetness is coming out more. And again, it has that amazing kerosene vanilla base. I think that's what it is. So just gorgeous coffee scent, but for those that really are not afraid of very strong coffee. Next, we're moving to letter L. The first house that I have starting from L is Lubin, I don't know. And the fragrance that I have is Upper 10. This is a really interesting fragrance that has a lot of notes. There are some resinous notes, there are some sweet notes, there are fruity notes, there are some florals in here, and really what you get is a combination of all of that. You definitely get fruity floral nuances. It is definitely very resinous, very rich, very deep. I think there's probably amber in here as well. And it has a slight vibe of a burning candle, but overall very, very interesting and unique scent. I think this one, I would not say this is a blind buy. You definitely need to sample this one first. It's not for everyone. The next house, starting from L, is Latafa, and I have Ragba. This is a very, very inexpensive oud fragrance. It's a nice scent, nothing extraordinary, but again, if you're, dipping your toes into oud fragrances, this is a nice, inexpensive one to try. And the next house, starting with L, is Le Liquid's Imaginaire. I'm probably butchering that name completely, but the fragrance name that I have is Dom Rosa, one of my newest acquisitions. This is an outstanding scent, something so magical about it. It has rose, of course, but it also has champagne accord with a lot of other notes. But what I get more than anything out of this scent is champagne. This really has that bubbly, sparkly, fizzy kind of nature to the scent, with a little bit of rose and some fruitiness and some, I think there might be some citruses in here as well, but it's so happy, cheerful, very celebratory kind of scent, refreshing at the same time. And like I said, just stunning scent, very unusual. I know there are a few fragrances, at least a few that I have tried, that have that kind of champagne-y, bubbly feel, but this is just on another level. Again, if you have a chance to try, I would definitely recommend. And now the last house, starting from the letter L, is the one where I have a lot of fragrances. Of course, it is Lancome. So let me start with fragrances from Lancome's standard line. I have Lancome Idole, which is mostly pear, rose, and musk. To me, this is musky pear with a rose. Really nice, inoffensive scent, great as a signature scent or going to an office. Again, nothing super special about it, nothing extraordinary, I should say, about it, but really beautiful scent. The next one is La Nuit Trésor. This is very much an occasion scent for me. It is smoky, rich, sweet. There is praline. There is, I think, coffee in here or cacao. There is incense in here. And like I said, this is just an occasion scent. Really, really beastly fragrance. The next one that I have is a very old Lancome scent. This is Poème. This is really heavy white floral scent. Yeah, this is not something that I wear, but this is another scent that I just keep for sentimental values. And the last one from their regular line is the original La Vie est Belle. I know, this gets bad rap these days because it is so simple, it is so common, everybody wears it, we've smelled too much of it. Yes, all of that is true, but I think it is a really nice scent and I personally really enjoy it. Again, this is a scent that to me mostly about really sweet patchouli. To me, patchouli are quite prominent in this scent, and the sweetness, of course, is very strong. So, I mean, you can see this is not a scent that I wear often, but sometimes I'm in a mood to wear it, and I really enjoy it when I do. And let's add Lancome with fragrances from their private collection, Maison Lancome. As you know, I'm obsessed with this line, really love it. And currently I have 5 fragrances from this line. So let's just see which one I grab first. This one is Lavender's Trianon. Spoken about this one many times. This smells like sweet sugar cookie sprinkled with lavender. Delicious. Next one is, let's see, which one did I grab? This is Oud Ambrosi. Love this one as well. This is basically oud and honey. These are the 2 most prominent notes to me. Very comforting, very warming. Love wearing this one on very, very cold nights in the winter. Next one is Pivot Printemps. This one is Peony with pink pepper. I think this is pink pepper is definitely evident, especially in the opening. When I spray it, it is quite spicy and peppery, and then it settles into a beautiful musky peony. Really, really nice. For those that enjoy peony in the fragrance, this is really a good one. Next one that I pulled out is Roses Berberanza. Well, you know how much I love this scent. I've spoken about it so many times. This is a gorgeous, jammy, slightly boozy rose that has pistachios in an opening, which some people don't like. For me, I absolutely love. This was my first purchase from Maison Lancome and the fragrance that started my obsession with this line. Really love this one. And the last one that I have is Iris Dragée. This one is slightly sweet almondy iris. Really beautiful iris scent. It is sweet. It is a little bit powdery. Like I said, it has that nutty touch. Really, really beautiful. And looking at the time, I think I'm going to end this part here, and I will see you in part 4. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.